All right. I am tracking campaign day 137. The date is 27 Dravago 1008 YK. As a reminder for our calendar keeper, the months are 28 days, so we're about to get into the next month. Next month is Dravag. Next month is Nim. So let's get into our recap, shall we? A lot of stuff went down.
A lot of stuff.
We unfortunately encountered some combustion in the middle of our travels last time. We had sent off our advanced crew and officers a few days prior, if I understand correctly. And on our return back to the trial, we found fire elementals ravaging the top deck of the Dragonhawk and advancing on the most glistening and the most bounteous pecks. We did everything we could to spare them, but that wasn't where our problems ended. And
Yeah, while Krath and Signy were seeing to the injured, Signy handed a healing potion to Ethne that turned out to be some kind of poison.
What the heck?
Signy started running off towards the juniper. When Val was able to rope of entanglement her, and it turned out it wasn't Signy at all, but Jules.
What?
Who was pretending to be Signy.
We interrogated Jules for a minute. Valerian was really upset and let everyone know immediately that Jules was the traitor, but they interrogated and found that Jules is not even it's not a recent thing. It's been since day one. This was their objective, their goal. And they had a plan after all the chaos with the attack from the fire elementals. They were going to escape, but they did not.
Also, we did find the real Signy.
We did, thankfully, very quickly too, because they were rolling death saves.
Tobrov did a good job.
We found a sending stone on Jules that seems to be like the source of where she gets her orders from, and also a code book, like some kind of notebook in her office that seems to be encoded. That we were hoping to use to find a secret phrase or something to communicate with who we assume is the Brailish, because Jules hates Locket and Glaive for being traitors.
Yeah, a little petty.
Now we want to get some. Now we want to. I think. Yeah, we have recovered a good part of our supplies, but right now we're trying to figure out what sort of information we need to glean, to inform our ground crew of the sabotage that took place. Our advanced crew. Yeah.
Oh boy. I think we need
With
to
it.
merge the timelines.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the board crew.
That sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Gus.
Savina.
Savina. Yes. Yes. Aha. Yeah, let me get that real quick.
Took a couple bumps.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh shit. Is there like a big whomp sound when we like teleport in, or okay? All right. I guess Rick is gonna hold up the staff. We use this thing. Um, it would, okay. So would Prince Adal would if Rick is a patriot for of Ondair, if he is like a big Ondair guy, would he be bowing right now? Would he be on one knee? Like, what would be the thing he would be doing right now? Yeah. I'll give the Prince a bow in that case, a polite bow, and then I will present the well, I won't present, but I will hold up the staff, uh, and I'll explain. Uh, my lord, we recently came up upon this magical artifact that allowed us to transport a number of individuals across space, and upon receiving the missive, we arrived here with this party to discuss things ahead of time. Old ass prince.
Toad would look at Rick and Gus, and I think would give like a little bow. I think wouldn't at first, would just be standing there and then see everyone else around them bow, and it's like, oh, that's what we're doing.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I think Sabina would literally pull out a, like, kind of slowly maybe pull out like actually maybe not a recording crystal, but definitely a notebook, and she is taking notes. She's like, oh my god, like almost whispering to Zephyr to like, you're so formal, dude. Should I bow to you?
Yeah, does Gus have a background in this kind of protocol as a security officer, security chief? Mhm. Okay. Okay. I think I think Gus will like genuflect as according to like protocol, but as to like the question posed by like why they're there, I think he might. I think it might make sense for him to like go forward and like do the, like announcing these officers as like as an advanced team, and describing how the Dragonhawk might be arriving, or is intending to arrive later. The prince and like everyone assembled at large, I think. Mhm. Oh, look at these! Ooh, I like the hat.
I'm going to look around the room really quick and get a vibe for how people are feeling about this request. I want to look
Yeah, is there any?
first. I want to first look at Gus, then I want to look at Kayla, and then I want to look at the prince.
Yeah. Does this seem like there's protocol for these two decanates, like taking this kind of uh, taking this kind of stance on as like security? Gotcha. Very average. Mhm. 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 Okay. I think Chief Gus will give a kind of like a quick nod to Rick. Things seem to be on the up and up, although take caution.
Oh, well, what is Kayla's expression? Boom. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Then I will not even bother with the prince. Those two reactions kind of help me out here. I will hand them the staff. No, thank you.
Do they finish each other's sentence or something like that when they speak? Gotcha.
Too good for us. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Dead.
I think Chief will. I think Gus will like salute as is proper. Uh, it's like Your Highness. I'll speak with my um, I'll speak with my compatriots in the security team immediately. Yeah, and I think he wants to see if there are recent developments that have occurred. Like, is there a worry that that newly arriving people are being tracked? So yeah, that'll be kind of the main topic on his mind.
Just to get this out of the way, let's do one little time thing here, and Rick will send a sending message to Val that they got to the monastery and everything so far is okay. this doesn't really impact what happened last session, so I think we can just kind of do that. Because I think that is something that Rick would do.
Yeah,
So
at
I will
least use
spend
the.
one of my
You could
spell
actually
slots.
even use the ascending stone that we have too, because
Oh, yeah.
Gus would have left his bag, right? So you don't have to burn a spell slot.
You do have a sending stone once a day send. So
And I will use my once a day send.
okay,
And we'll just get that little bit of housekeeping out of the way.
perfect. Thank you. Okay. What else would Savina, Toad, and Rick like to look into on this first day of this awkward moment where like nothing's happening yet, but you can kind of mosey around?
Toad will go talk to Professor Oric.
Okay. Got it. And then Rick and Savina.
I mean, if Rick is allowed to, Rick will go talk to Kayla.
Yeah. And this is kind of timey-wimey. So, I mean, it's going to be for the majority of... We'll say, like, this is... You shipped off in the morning times. So I'll say that this is kind of like half the day. You know, what would you be doing over about half a day? So we'll assume that you can catch Kayla outside of... I'm assuming you want to be out of earshot of the others.
Sure.
Okay. Got it. And then Savina. What would Savina be doing here?
I think Savina, like her whole purpose, at least for what she thought she was doing here, or what she thinks she's doing here, is just to be an independent observer, almost. But I think Savina is just like really interested in the Gith and like everything about this monastery. So I think it starts with Savina throughout the day, just like going and like just writing notes, and if Toad will allow it, I think Savina would take some recording crystals probably, and record as well. If it was polite, she would ask beforehand if it was okay, but she would start recording if and if she gets, she's just jotting down notes, and then eventually I think she will just strike up conversations with just the foot soldiers and just ask the general vibe of like, like what has it been since like you got here? Has it been like really hushed? Like, is it really bad? Are they mad?
Rumor farming. Going on a tour and rumor farming.
She's literally rumor farming.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Let's go in order. Oh, I don't think, did I give y'all Kayla before? Here, I'll post Kayla. This is Kayla.
Oh, wonderful.
So, let's do this in order then. So Chief Gus, let's have Thinking what check works best here. Let's do. You can either do insight, persuasion, or investigation to kind of get a gauge of the security situation.
We'll do investigation.
Okay, and this will be blind, please.
Okay.
So Gus begins to try to speak with the Gith as our primary security partners here, alongside the other security personnel from Ondare. The Gith seem to be more open with their discussions about operations occurring. The Ondarians are... You're getting the sense that the Ondarians aren't going to discuss active operations with you. Not because they don't like you, but because there's a pending investigation. So you feel a little bit ostracized from your own people, and that's a little strange for Chief Gus, because he's normally very well loved among his own people. And so it's this very jarring moment for him.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they are friendly to him, and they give him, like, they'll still, like, serve him food in the chow hall and things of that nature, and, like, you still have free reign to walk around, but they're they're trying to be relatively close-lipped because you're under investigation. However, the Gith have no such predisposition. And so you can catch Disciple Voss, Lieutenant Keyes, Captain Close is kind of tied up with a few other issues. But you get the sense that there are now regular hostile interactions with Brayland in what they're calling the first planetary chain. Right? And the first planetary chain in this situation is Zorantir and the Three Rings of Sybris. So right, that's like the initial immediately outside of the planet of Ondair, but you're very close to the planet of Eberron, but you're very close to it, right? So there is discussions amongst the Gith that there have been active battles and skirmishes between themselves and the Bravish. They have been attacked, and they have conducted some attacks to protect Ondair's interests in the area. Right? Mostly it has been the Gith's small patrol ships, their squid ships, which only hold a crew of about half a dozen, encountering other smaller patrol ships. There has not been any high-pitched battles between large-scale ships such as the Intrepid, the ship that you've previously encountered with the Brayland officers that are you're kind of competing with on the larger scale.
Sure.
There have been some deaths. There have been some losses during these combats. They did lose a Gith ship. Brayland lost a scout ship, and Ondair lost a scout ship. So there have been Dragonhawk. There have been Spelljammer ships that have been total losses in that first solar chain.
Anyone that Gus or the Dragonhawk crew might know?
Unfortunately, no, or fortunately, depending on how you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it is no one of significance that Chief Gus knows, or that
Gotcha.
You're not aware of anyone that you have connections with.
Sure.
The most heated, contested area is that Brayland seems to be trying to establish a foothold in this first solar chain. Right? They did not establish any long-term ties with any of the factions, if you will, in this area, right? They were kind of pushed out of most of the places where they were trying to speak. However, it seems like now they are moving towards more hostile actions to do so. They attempted to take, by force, the Three Rings of Vognarak Library Research Station. Which failed spectacularly due to the power of the Dragonborn and the knowledge that they have at that library. And the library has stated that they will remain neutral in all these conflicts outside of hostile acts against them, and now Brayland is barred from accessing that resource. However, you're also hearing that production of spelljamming ships across the board has went up, right? Between the Gith, the shipbuilding at Olrune, and Ondair's efforts on the ground, Ondair and its allies have close to 20 ships, right? So your nation has about 20 ships that they could call on at any given moment. Many of those are small ships, however, they are significant. Karnath seems to be going for quality over quantity. There have been at least 2 Juggernaut-class ships that are known to have been spotted in the area. That is not counting the one that you have seen. When they described it to you, that is the massive ship that Karnath had when you encountered them on Olrune and saw evidence of potential usage on Dravago. So we've got potentially 3 Juggernaut-class ships that Karnath is running around with. And Brayland probably had Brayland. The suspicion is that they have about a dozen ships. However, there is rumors about Brayland attempting to make their own version of Juggernaut-class ships. Ondair does not intend on doing any such thing anytime soon, outside of the massive tree colony ship that they... Not colony ship, but like the massive research ship that y'all have. Which really just functions as a very slow-flying mobile base. But it doesn't really have a lot of combat capabilities. It was never designed for combat. But it's similar in size. That's what Gus gets. Anything else Gus looking for? Or anything specific or any questions?
Yeah. Is there any reason to worry about this escalation heading towards this tribunal? Is there any pattern of conflict to suggest that that sort of the first solar chain may impact the goings on, the proceedings here?
There's not been any sort of attacks on the monastery. There has been scouting attempts, right? Brayland has flown their spelljamming ships into Zorantir, right? The moon proper. However, anytime they get close to the monastery, and when they say close, they mean, within several hundred miles, be it in atmosphere or out of atmosphere, the Gith patrol ships show up in mass and kind of spook them off. So yes, there's attempts, but unlikely that they've gotten anything concrete.
Gotcha. Yeah, and has the monastery been like proofed against this sort of teleportation or like scrying? Like, have they ramped up their security with like literal royalty?
So
in their presence?
They're shocked that you didn't realize it, but then when you tell them that you teleported in, there are shield generators. There are arcane shield generators now encompassing the entire Gith monastery. That was a collaborative research project between the Gith and Weinarn University specifically. And now there are like a bunch of massive generators outside that basically create an arcane shield around the entire monastery. However, obviously there's no anti-teleportation measures, but there are anti-scrying measures in common areas and areas where basically they're anti-scrying around the majority of the facility.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's a good pass at the immediate concerns.
Okay.
I have to think of the rest.
No worries. Yeah, well, I'll circle back to everyone for a reattack if necessary.
Cool.
Toad, you wanted to talk to Professor Auric, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Toad breaks off from the group. I think first Toad recognizes that the Decana twins did not acknowledge them, and makes a mental note of that, and just kind of shrugs at Rick, and walks over to Professor Auric and just says, Professor Auric, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a touchy point for Toad, because those are Decana are the Warforged creators, right? Shows how they feel about that. But Professor Soric is a complete 180 from the environment of Royan and Rendene, and she is. Let me post the image because it's probably been a while since y'all have seen her. But she is D&D Mrs. Frizz, and she is adorable. So Professor Auric greets you. She tries to go in for a hug. Is Toad okay with that?
Toad at first stiffens up and then is like, oh, this is a human elf thing. People hug and hugs back.
Okay. And Professor Oric is super. You remember her from the days of being in Weinarten Academy when you were kind of getting spun up on your mission. And she's like, Toad, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. How have you been? I know you've been through a lot.
It's been interesting. We've had our fair share of fights and met really interesting people. I have so much to tell you. I know that I've been like leaving updates. I hope you've been getting them. But we've met so many fascinating people and creatures, and it's just been so much. But to be honest, Professor, I'm a little worried being here. I feel like it's just a distraction from the work to have to come all the way back here.
I completely agree. I told Weinarn University and I tried to tell Prince Adal that this is blown out of proportion, and I think everyone in Weinarn has you and your team's backing. We know you wouldn't have made decisions like that haphazardly, and we know that honestly, as terrible as it is, that's a fascinating from a xenoarchaeologist standpoint. What happened? I'd be very curious to learn. I'm sure it'll come up in the tribunal. I'll be hoping for y'all on the sidelines, and I think it's gonna go okay. I truly think the prince is fair, and I think as long as the others are too, I think you'll be okay. But yes, we have absolutely adored and treasure everything that you send back. You don't understand. I don't think you understand the scope of the amount of research, development, and scientific discoveries that we've been able to make based on your data alone, Toad. You have pushed us forward decades, if not more, in some of the most important studies on curing poisons and this strange purple worm creature. But on top of that, all the life that you've shown, it is Weinarn University. We are your number one fans, Toad.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad to be of help, and honestly, it's the least I can do. I just there's so much to learn, and I feel like we've only really scraped the surface. And we found Adventin people. That's so exciting.
Absolutely.
And they have ships they've used, and you simply have to send a researcher out as soon as possible to talk to them.
We absolutely will. And we, I think we're trying to get the approval for a historical mission to Therendor. However, based on the reports that we saw, we may not be welcome there right now, but we would love to talk to those people. Is there you are helping us rewrite the pages of history, because there are Aventin people who are lost to history on Corvair proper, and if we can reunite these people, that would be, think of what we can learn from these people. It's fascinating.
It's really a team effort. Everyone of the Dragonhawk has contributed, not the least of which is Altaic. And then Toad pauses and is like, "Oh, I don't know how much Professor Oric knows."
Well, I know enough. Rumors kind of spread, but I know that it was hard. I know Alaric was close. I know you all were a team, and I know this loss hurts everyone here. And Altaic trying to live in the legacy, this creature trying to live in the legacy of the one that has been lost it's honestly honorable. We find that is a noble cause, and this individual, this entity, should be given the free will that it has shown that it has to make its own choices. And if those choices are to help us, then why not? And to that same degree, I want to do a quick thing here, because I know it probably was going to come up. Your friends, Glaive and Locket. I've received authorization from Prince Adal That is a separate issue from Altaic. Glaive and Locket have already been approved to either come back to Ondair as welcome citizens, or they can choose to remain on the Dragonhawk. The choice is up to you and them. They can obviously choose to return to Ondair. They would just need permission from you as the xenoarchaeologist overseeing them, and they would fall under your division if you want them. But I've already cleared that with Prince Adal outside of this tribunal. I hope that helps.
Oh, thank you. It's disgusting how Braylon treats their Warforged, and I imagine how Karnath treats them as well. It is so nice to know that if someone wants to defect, that Ondair will take them in.
We always will, at least if I have anything to say about it.
Professor, should we be worried? I've never met any. I'm not one for politics. I've never met the Decanath people or the Jarasco lady. Are they fair? Can we trust them?
Professor Auric will look over to the House Decanath members, and she'll kind of sigh and just be like, Auric's passing left a gap in House Cannith that is going to be troublesome to fill, I fear. But Lady Jarasco seems fine, if not a little bit capitalistic, but I think she doesn't have a whole lot of interest or, I think if she gets what she wants out of Rick, I'm sure that she'll play ball and help us with what we're trying to do here.
What do you mean? If she gets what she wants out of Rick?
Well, I'm sure she wants him to do something for the house. I don't know what, but that's my assumption.
Okay. I'm glad that you're here and that you're on our side in this. Thank you. Your support means a lot, not just to me, but to the rest of the crew as well, I'm sure.
Well, when we heard about this, I told the principal, I'm like, you have to send someone, and it better be me, or else you're going to find me on a stowaway on these ships. And then they decided to let me come anyways. It's good to see you all, and I'm glad you're doing as good as you can. It's been pretty hectic here, and things are getting scary, but you're doing good work, Toad. All of you, truly. Everyone from the university believes that.
Thank you.
Of course. Anything else for Toad?
Well, no, I think Toad will just stay and have a longer conversation with Auric about some of the things that they've discovered.
Oh,
and,
yes.
Some of the advances that they've made.
Yes. Yes.
I think Toad will also show Professor Auric the staff and how it has grown and evolved from exposure to cyberspace and also to the oil.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, she is a scientific mind, such as yourself, and the blendings of science and nature are always fascinating to her. So yes, she will kiki with you about scientific discoveries and herbalism concoctions for as long as you let her. But let's shift the camera here to let's do Rick. So Rick, you're able to catch a moment over here. I'll pull you over here. You're able to catch a moment with Kayla. So an interesting note above table.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you, because it came up when I was looking back into house politics, right? Rick does not have a dragon mark, right?
Nope.
However, the D in front of Jarasco is basically standard for anyone who is permitted to take the house name. I didn't know that. But the D is like yes, it is it started as the dragon marked symbol, but it is now a sense of like, oh, like if you have the Walmart name, like you're gonna be given a noble title, regardless of whether you have the mark or not, based on your acumen in the field and craft and ability, right? So my question to you is, would you like to add the D to your name as a sense of
Ooh.
you are a esteemed member of House Jarasco who has earned that prestige? You've earned the right. You've been given the permission. Or would you do it? Or would you keep the name as you are, which would cause some raised eyebrows? It would almost be like a thing out of spite that you would probably do, as a sense of like almost like rebellion.
Oh man, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea.
Me neither. So I wanted to talk about this at this moment.
I think. I mean, if it was the case that it would be like expected for Rick to take the D, I think that's what pause. But yes.
We're live on YouTube, folks. Okay.
Rick takes the D.
Yeah, on this episode, Rick takes the D.
That's what this YouTube.
That's what
video
this
said.
episode's called. Yeah.
Yep.
Will this be a retcon? Like
This-
Rick will have.
This would be a
always had-
retcon. Yeah.
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 Then I think that's fine.
Okay.
I don't see a reason why Rick would turn that down in this
Okay.
case.
Okay. I wanted to give you the option, right? It could either be a retcon or it could be like a strange thing that Rick did as sort of like rebellious streak or something. So, okay. Well, I'm changing your name on your sheet, just so you know.
Oh boy.
Because I feel like that's important to have it on there.
Didn't know we had a D Jarasco on our ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should be more reverent.
right. I learned that I'm like, oh, like there's no canonically people running around with just the house last name without the D in front of it. And if they are, they're like almost doing it out of like protest or spite or some reason. So, okay. Now that we've sorted that retcon, you are able to catch Kayla DiGirasco in a hallway or heading down the stairs to take a break or something like that. It doesn't seem like there's anything discussed of import while this tribunal is starting. It seems like it's kind of quiet over there. So Kayla is taking a break, and y'all two spot each other's eyes, and she kind of steps out of the way of others passing by to catch you. So,
And before anything happens, we do the secret House Jarasco handshake.
and how does the secret House Jarasco handshake go?
Okay, it starts with you gotta dap him up first, right? So you get like do a you slap, and then you get like the snap, pull, and then you do a fist bump, and then there's a bunch of other movements too, but it's pretty baller.
It's canon. I'll allow it. Yeah, I mean,
I think it's actually it might be even something
Baker.
it might be something that halflings do. I'm almost thinking at this point, but
the halfling dap up.
yeah.
All right, I'll
Look at
accept that.
Sabina got that on a recording crystal.
Sabina, the scholar of
100%.
culture, her whole mission now is to learn this dap up. Okay. All right, you greet Kayla in the standard halfling fashion of Ondare. This is the Ondarian style that adds the snap at the
Okay,
end.
gotcha. Yeah. Mhm, yeah.
It's very important. And she says, greetings, Rick. I hope that things have been going well outside of all of this nonsense.
Yeah, all this nonsense. I guess that's kind of what I'm here to ask you about. What do you know about all this nonsense? Like, what's your impression of the things going on here, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Prince Adal asked me to sit in since I was already making my way up here. Something about House Decaneth member dying, which is always inheritance and lineages. They must be maintained. And some sort of entity has now control over his body, and there's some concerns about, Decana's secrets and what is known, and is he a traitor? I will see when the tribunal comes out. I imagine it will not affect you or I significantly.
I mean, if it affects someone on my crew, it's going to affect the whole mission. I mean, I don't know. I think it's more serious than you're insinuating here. It's not just about Altheic, is it? There's something a little political going on here, I guess is what I'm implying.
Isn't it always? I'm sure that the twins are trying to scheme and earn some sort of favor with Orlana. The two of them have been fighting ever since they've arrived. They never shut up.
Yeah.
They're in their own little power play over there. But I mean, I have no vested interest in what occurs with the previous Decaneth heir. If you are in support of this course of action, I will, take that into consideration. We'll see what the prince decides. Ultimately, this is his tribunal. But I wish to discuss with you the reason I am here.
Oh,
you have a moment.
yeah.
Olaroon.
Ah.
Yes. Olaroon, there was a fascinating study on the sickness that occurred there.
Yeah, that was a mess.
That was a mess in one degree, but it's an opportunity in another degree. I wish for us to set up a House Durasco healing house there, so that we can study this concoction and figure out a way to treat the antibiotics of it. I have a sneaking suspicion that this poison or this entity will likely be used in the conflicts to come, and we must get ahead of that so we can market our antibiotics to our people and to our nation faster than they can try to wipe each other out during these conflicts.
I think when she says, marketing the antibiotics, it's when she says the word marketing, Rick is gonna start. It's gonna like roll his eyes a little bit about that. I think it's something he's heard. He's very familiar with this kind of topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I've kind of figured. Look, you guys, what do you need me for with this? I mean, we've been to Olaroon. We've made good inroads with the people there. We actually have a representative. My apprentice, Krath, is from Olaroon. I mean, if you want to talk to him about setting something up and getting in contact with his people, I'll be happy to do that.
Is he here? I already have a contract ready. Is he here?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's on the ship. It's gonna be a bit.
Pity. Okay. Well, I should hope that he should make it here safely then. I would definitely like to engage in that contract discussions with him. Negotiations will take forever, but I'm sure that for House Tarasco, we will get the best deal that we can. But I would love you to, if you do have an ambassador on your ship, I'd love for you to put in that good word so we can get ahead of this, so that we can bring in the House Tarasco, benefits to Ondare that we show pride and joy, love. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, I'll let him know about it, but okay. I'm not really much on the administrative side of things. I'm a man of the cloth.
Of course. I recognize that the religious departments of House Tarasco have different matters and concerns, but I think in this we can both agree that it will further House Tarasco's interests in the long run, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely do that.
Okay. Great. Then I will look forward to my meeting with this Krath. Is he liable? Is he appropriate to enter into contracts with the entire society of the Olaroon Hadozi?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I think he's maybe someone you could talk to about finding someone to do that, but you're going to have to make maybe a trip to Olaroon yourself.
I'm afraid that might be improper of me to leave my functions here as I'm trying to set up our department inside of the Gith Monastery. Whatever the name of this place is. Anyways, I would love if he cannot sign the contract. I would love if you could, or someone that you know, or if perhaps you can leverage Ondarian interest for the Red Saber to journey to get the head of the Hadozi to sign this contract. And of course, you have negotiations powers if they want to argue anything. But I'm sure that it is fairly well written that are favorable terms to this leader. But yes, this is my secondary reason of coming is to engage on this matter for House Carrasco. So can I count on you?
Can I get a bead? When she says this is her secondary reasoning,
You cut out.
what does she mean actually that's her primary reasoning of being here? Oh, okay. I wanted to ask, like, okay, she says it's her secondary reason for being here, but can I get like a read on if she's actually no, that's actually her primary reason for being here.
Roll me a blind insight.
Contract in my hands. Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, it's totally her main reason.
Just forward me the paperwork. I don't know. I'll find someone to give it to.
Excellent, awesome. Well, if you can get word of that, I will be very pleased, and hopefully we can get this tribunal out of the way. Gives you a big old smile.
Oh yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk to Kayla about?
I think Rick does not want to talk to Kayla anymore.
Okay. All right.
Rick's be like, oh, okay, yeah. And in fact, I see Toad. I gotta go talk to my my fellow shipmate real quick. I'm gonna use that as an excuse to get away.
Okay. All right.
Family, am I right, Toad?
I was created. I guess all Warforged are my family. I like them though.
That's great. that's
Okay. All right. Let's do Sabina's grand tour, shall we?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, you're going for the gossip
Boots on the
mill.
ground.
Boots on the ground. Let's do either persuasion or deception, however you want to play that out. I'm sure that you're proficient in both. So blind though, or any of the three skills that you're proficient in, Sabina.
Can you? I don't think Sabina is doing anything underhanded.
Okay.
Even though she's looking out for that though, using her thieves' camp.
Okay.
To see if there's any hidden messages, or if she can rogue kind of seize a.
Sabina learned thieves' camp for a very different reason than being a rogue. Okay.
Probably for some. Yeah. But okay. So I think if I can, I would like to do a persuasion. So to be completely I think she's just mingling, Okay. But also I like to do insight as well, I think.
Okay.
Because I think she is a very good. I think she's like a really good people. Like I can read people,
Yeah. Okay. We'll do those as separate rolls then. Let's do persuasion first. Yep. And then go ahead and just roll me the insight now. Okay. All right. So you're trying to get rumors. You're trying to get a gauge of what's going on here. Okay. So, well, first of all, you're able to find the underground speakeasy. The hidden speakeasy that was previously developed here.
Hell yeah.
Run by a couple people. It's what are the names? Yeah, it's a dwarven woman named Thala, and it's Disciple Voss. And they have bottles of Everclear. Seems like they were previously provided shipments in this regard. And so you've already found the party. You've already found the cool spot.
Amazing.
And you're able to mingle in here because this is probably the best place that you can get some gops. So the rumors are primarily focused on the drama. So there's two things that it's focused on. It's focused on the drama about the Dragonhawk. And then it's based, like, everyone's kind of like wondering what's going to happen with this tribunal, and the fact that the prince is here is kind of a big deal. And rumor is that the prince is staying here. He's going to be setting up here long term. And that's basically, right, you can get the sense that, as Savina's kind of a brand new person, Prince Adal is the highest military command in Ondare, underneath the queen, right? So like he's like the top general, and like he's got a whole bunch of titles, right? So that's a big deal if the top general of a nation is making their base of operations here. You get the sense that, right, things down on Eberron are pretty chill, and it seems like things are heating up here. And they're trying to figure out why. There's some rumors rolling around about why the Dragonhawk is being called back, because everybody knows the Dragonhawk's being called back. But the suspicion is more so wrapped around the twins, the House Takena twins, that they're probably just trying to make some sort of power play. And everyone's curious what's going on with that. What else would Savina be looking into here?
I think Savina is just trying to. I think her biggest goal here is. I think her biggest goal genuinely is as a. I like to believe that Savina has taken her job seriously. So she's the scholar of culture. So she is absolutely talking about how they is there set meal times for the Gith, or if on this monastery, do they pray, or when do they do that? She's doing all those things, but I think for the politics and the dynamic of the situation, I think as almost being not loyal to Ondare, but being loyal to the Dragonhawk, I think Savina is trying to see who's on their side. Who does she know for a fact is leaning already into saying this is just all, blown out of proportion, who cares, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And I think she's even going to sprinkle in some things about that I'll take is he's a really good crewmate.
Okay. So I'll take your insight check for that. The Gith are overall not particularly supportive of Altaik, being that he is an aberration. Right? So the Gith have always been in this millennia-long fight against aberrations. Right? That's kind of their thing. And so they are kind of rocky on their relationship with the Dragonhawk crew, right? Not necessarily on Dare in general, but the Dragonhawk crew. They think that this creature, there's no way that this creature is going to be able to demonstrate that it isn't, just working for its slave masters. And it isn't just a spot. On Dare, the population here is pretty mixed, mostly because they've had very limited engagements and interactions with aberrations, right? Your ship has encountered a lot of aberrations, but the Ondarian folks haven't. So they're right. What's so bad about these folks, right? And so I'd say it's probably 50-50 split on Ondarians of where they kind of fall, and most of them are kind of neutral about it. As far as the three tribunal heads, you get the sense that Prince Adal, probably had to order this to address it, but he's probably, he could go either way. He could either be uncaring about this, or he could be really, gung ho about this. He doesn't get out and he doesn't socialize with everyone here. He's a very private prince. So it's hard to read on him. Kayla, everything that everyone's been talking about points that Kayla does not care about this tribunal. And she's just here for other reasons, and they're just making her sit here. And then the twins are fighting all the time. And they seem to be more focused on this, who's going to be replacing Alaric. So they probably don't care that Alaric's coming back, and they're probably fine with him being off somewhere else. So that's kind of the vibe there.
Okay. So with the twins, the Kenneth twins, can Savina get a read on? Is it going to be both of them at the tribunal, like actually judging, or is it a 3-person tribunal and one of them is chosen to be the head?
The twins have one vote, but they'll both be there because the succession between the two of them has not been decided. So they share the vote. So, yeah.
Okay, I think the second thing is, like almost like in the Umbrella Academy, I think Savina's just gonna try to start rumors. I heard a rumor of like, I think the first thing that she's gonna say is about Altaic, and about, I heard a rumor that it was actually Altaic saved the Dragonhawk, and in an asteroid that had like a lot of like gross tentacly things, like Altaic was actually a prisoner and saved Alaric's life so they could find a way to bring him back, or he's actually are very, very good for on Dare, right?
Do some positive propaganda campaign, PR campaign.
Positive propaganda, yes.
Okay.
And then I think the second part of that is she'll also, because everyone likes negative gossip too. So I think she's going to talk about like, oh my god, if the Decaneth twins vote against the Dragonhawk, that just proves that they were never in it for actually on Dare. They were always in it for themselves.
Okay. All right. I want 2 rolls here. I think they're both persuasion. Because, the first one is persuasion, the second one is deception. Right? Because the first one is true, the second one you're kind of spreading gossip. So let's do blind persuasion and then blind deception.
Blind persuasion first.
Mm-hmm.
I do blind deception.
Yep.
I will, if any of them are like below 15, I will use an inspiration.
Okay, yeah, reroll your persuasion check then.
Oh,
that's fine.
That's
okay. That's okay. I mean, this is the one that you know how well you did on. So, you're fairly confident that your positive PR about Altaic. Who has the recording of Altaic taking that Brailish cannon shot?
That Brailish cannonball? I think it'd be with Toad, right? In the bag of holding, likely?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Do you leak that video?
Maybe she even brings it up like, there's like an actual recording of it. Oh my god, yes! I think Savina, if she can, like, bum it off of can I just please I just want to just show them what kind of person he actually is, like they just don't know. And if she can, she'll bum it off of Toad and ask their permission.
Yeah, absolutely. Toad will hand it over and be like, "Oh, Savina, that's a really good idea. Thank you."
Yeah, and then Savina will immediately go into like the nearest restroom or private area, take out 3 recording crystals, and just record the recording and have it as like bootleg like recording crystals.
I love it's not perfect quality because you're recording a recording crystal.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes, you don't have the copying machine, so it's not clear. Oh yes. Yes.
Exactly.
I love this.
She's like I know my job. I can be of use even without a sword. And she's like doing all this like this socialite stuff, really. And she'll take the 3 recording crystals. Like one she'll just leave out randomly in the speakeasy, and then a couple more she'll like tell people about it and then give them the crystal.
Okay. All right. World Star Lively Savina over here.
Who does? Yeah. Who takes a bullet for a country that they don't even know? Like, that has to be a hero.
I love it. Okay. Anything else for Savina? I think that's covered a decent basis here. Okay. All right.
Yep.
We'll go back around the room. So let's say that I'm going to say these initial conversations took the day. All right. So unless there's anything that anyone wants to do before we get into day 2, and I'll say day 2 afternoon is when the timelines sync up. So is there anything today that the four of y'all want to do?
Any cool clubs on Zarantia we can go to? Any underground fight clubs? Anything? No, it's just a monastery. Damn it!
No, there
Yeah,
is.
Rick,
Speakeasy.
I did
Yeah.
find a speakeasy, Rick. If you wanted to go to the speakeasy, they have Everclear. I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty strong.
Savina, that's
That's
the
crazy.
stuff we drink on the ship.
My God.
Oh, well, we have plenty of that, so we're never
Yeah.
gonna run out of that.
Well, Sabina, you also heard that Alaric also helped start up the fight club that's on top of the speakeasy.
Oh, that's right.
Right. There was a whole
Yeah.
downtime activity that Alaric did that was the speakeasy and the fight club. So there is that fight club there.
I was
So
just joking. Goddamn.
no, that was I had to go back and look through the downtime notes. Alaric, it was either Alaric or Altaik posing as Alaric. I think it was Altaik posing as Alaric. Helped start out this like speakeasy fight club thing going on here. So yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I could blow off some steam. Yeah. What do we say? We go hit the bars. What about Gus? Gus want to come?
Uh,
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea for, like, if anything, if he's still considering himself on the job, maybe people will be more inclined to speak with him behind sort of closed doors.
yeah.
Maybe he can chaperone us.
Yeah.
Sure.
Someone needs to be designated. I don't know.
That totally
Someone
works.
need a
What
teleporter?
that totally works with why Chief Gus would need to go. That's his outside.
Mhm.
That's his exterior motive. He's got to babysit.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, yeah. Y'all can find this fight club. Disciple Voss runs it, and also occasionally fights in it. You find Zephyr there tonight, throwing bows, whipping ass, running the ones. Does anyone want to fight Zephyr Disciple Voss?
Yeah.
Fight
fuck-
Zephyr? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Or
god.
Rick can, if Rick wants to fight Zephyr, or
You
Disciple
guys should
Boss.
both go.
Yeah. What if we both hit into the bracket? Is it a bracket or is it like just whoever first come first serve?
It's a one-on-one kind of thing, yeah. It's a one-on-one. It's a one-on-one. Throw down your bets kind of thing.
Rick will get a few shots of fire water in him, and he'll sign up.
Okay, and Toad.
Toad will also sign up, but
Okay.
will abstain from Firewater for now.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. We'll do this real easy, like 3 successes. It's basically the first person to get to 3, because I'm not running Zephyr's character sheet that in depth right now. But so it's basically it'll be your to hit for your physical attacks.
Yeah.
So your unarmed strike modifier, whatever that is.
Which is so good for Rick.
What's your to hit? Like +1?
+4. It's
Plus
not
4?
The worst.
It's not too bad, yeah. What about Toad? What's Toad's plus to hit?
+7.
Okay. Oh, that'll be
okay.
interesting.
That's
That'll
fine.
be interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's the first person on the other side to get to 3. So I'm like, I've got a ticker on my hand, and I'm just gonna take it one way or another. Okay. All right. How much on? How much are we betting? Savina, you have been paid now that you've made it here. You are given a stipend, and so is Chief Gus. You're owed a lot of stipend. Savina, you are given a 25 gold stipend. Because you don't have to like pay for food or anything like that. So this is just, random expenses. This is your makeup fund. And Chief Gus as an officer, actually both of y'all would be receiving fund. All 3 of y'all would be receiving funds. Each of you would be receiving. You haven't been back in some time. Okay. Let's have. Gus doesn't get to roll often. Gus, can I have you roll a 1d4, please? Okay.
4.
All right, so you all get 4,000 gold. So between the 3 of you,
Oh,
it's a pretty solid stipend. And
Savina
it's
got 25 gold and everyone else got 4k. That's
Well,
We
Savina.
pull the big money bags for us, and then Savina's like,
Yeah.
there's a few little things for you.
Well, yeah. I mean, Savina's an ambassador from another planet, not an Ondarian native officer. So,
Yeah, she's not going to be getting paid at all.
yeah. I mean,
Nice.
Zephyr gets paid the same as Savina. So, if it makes you feel any better, he only gets 25 gold.
Poverty gang.
That's okay. I think
Yeah.
Zephyr will be okay. I think Zephyr will be
What do you
fine.
mean? That's chump change for Zephyr. What do you? That's a lot of money for
Yeah.
Zephyr. He might really need that.
Yeah, let me
Anyways,
add that 25 gold to his character sheet. No worries.
Okay. All right. Okie doke. So with that, and for Valyrian, you will also get that 4,000. So
Yeah.
just make sure that you note that for Valyrian. However, Altaic, your stipend is you are currently not receiving a stipend. You would get the 25 gold like other ambassadors, if you will. So just consider that whenever the ship does arrive. Okay. With that being said, how much money are y'all throwing down on these fights? Who's betting? As you fight Zephyr,
I'm
The
putting
monk.
down 205 gold.
205 gold. Okay. Is that for your fight or for Toad's fight?
For me, I'm betting on myself.
Okay. All right. It's a double your money or lose it all kind of thing. I'm just gonna keep it simple.
Gotcha.
Normal odds. Toad, are you betting on yourself or Rick's fight?
Toad will bet 100 gold on Rick and then 100 gold on themselves.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, I got a lot of faith in me. That's pretty interesting.
All right.
Toad will rock up to Rick and put their hand on his shoulder. We'll just say, Rick, Zephyr's fast, but your armor is so armory. You'll be fine. Just hit him with your judgmental sword.
Oh yeah, about that. Rick's gonna take off his armor, and
Yeah.
he's gonna fight shirtless.
Oh, you're gonna punch him. Okay. Oh, how is Rick jacked?
Rick is huge. He's got a massive chest and just rippling biceps. What if though?
Cool.
Like, he's just been hiding this shit. It's been low key this whole time.
Sleeper build.
Just- Yeah, sleeper build Rick. He's just been wearing this heavy armor. You've never seen it before. He takes it off. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I've been doing bench presses this entire time on the ship.
Oh my god. Yes, I love it.
Toda increases their bet to 200 gold on Rick.
Holy shit.
It's a bad idea because it's all just cosmetic muscle. Rick has a +0 in
Yeah.
strength.
Right? Yeah. It's a magical illusion. Don't touch it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna flip a coin to see who goes first. All right, Toad, you're up first against Zephyr.
Okay.
All right. So it's just d20s. So like I said, you just roll like your unarmed strike. So you can. Who's got a higher dex? What's your dex?
My dex is probably not as high as his. I have a 10 in dex.
Okay. All right.
so-
Cool. Then Zephyr will go first. Then. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep this real simple. All right.
Shape
Zephyr-
shifting allowed.
Shape shifting.
Yeah, for-
I mean,
wild form.
if it gives you a bonus to your unarmed strike, I would allow it. I mean, it has to be medium sized though, medium sized or smaller. If you wish to do so, Toad, you may.
I don't think. No, my to hit as a dandelion is lower than my to hit as just me. So I think Toad will stay in Toad form.
Okay. Okay.
And just punch with their fists.
Okay. Zephyr cracks his neck, little flap of his wings, and he throws up his hands, and we'll go ahead and start swinging. Kind of give you some opening jabs. Okay. All right, 16. So we're at 16. So that's one success for Zephyr.
That hits.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. So
Yeah.
it's round based. So we're on round 1. So if you roll higher, so every round you both roll. Sorry, I should have explained this better. Every round you roll, whoever rolls higher that round gets a point, and whoever gets the 3 points,
Okay.
kind of thing. So okay, so your turn to roll. 21. All right, so first round, you managed to block his incoming jabs and get a couple jabs yourself, Toad. All right, round 2. Let's see what the roll is. 23.
Ooh.
What you got? It's pretty high. Ooh, okay, all right. So you're back to a level playing ground where both of you were kind of throwing shots at each other. Again, 24 for this round. 20. Wow.
Boom.
Wow. All right, Toad, you're taking some initiative. You've got 1 point towards you on the board. You got to get to 3 points. Going to be a lot of rolls, just fair warning. All right, 23 for Zephyr as he starts throwing his knees in the mix. And the knees in the mix throw off Toad. All right. The knees keep coming. 21. Ooh, that's a nat 20,
20.
so that's 2
Wow.
points. So we're back to
That's my third, right? Because I hit an early hit. I hit the first hit was mine.
Yep.
And
So
then that's my third.
yeah, so the last round, the points was one. It was basically, if you think of like a pendulum, it was swinged one way towards Zephyr, and now with a nat 20, it goes, instead of 0, it goes now to 1 point towards you. So if you got another natural 20, you would win.
You gotta get like 3.
Oh, you gotta
like,
win
it's like
by.
tennis rules,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, it's like tennis rules. So, okay. All right, let's keep going. You've got one tick in your favor. That's a natural 1 from Zephyr. Unless you roll a natural 1, you're going to take this. And there you go. Toad comes in. Zephyr loses his footing, tries to take his wings, try to flap him up for a second, but Toad, you're able to cripple his wing and manage to get Zephyr down. You beat the monk in one-on-one combat.
Toad reaches down to help Zephyr up and just says, "You fight really good. I've been watching how you fight, though, so I've just kind of learned
Surely I have more
your
to learn."
style."
Zephyr puts his hands together and bows to you. And there's a shocked crowd who's very surprised that Zephyr lost. But they cheer you on, Toad. All right. Zephyr
Toad wild shapes into a dandelion and roars in celebration.
Very nice. Okay. Zephyr gets a sip of water, patches up quickly, patches back up his wing. He's good to go for another round. Rick, you getting in on this still?
Oh, you asking if I'm ready to go, or
Yeah,
you asking if I want to bet?
You still getting in? Yeah, you still getting in the ring? You still fighting?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Same rules. It's this like pendulum swinging thing. So, all right. Round 1. Doesn't matter who rolls first. I'll roll. 24. What you got?
Let me see here.
All right. That's a 6.
Thanks.
Zephyr comes on strong, throwing jabs, throwing knees because he knows where to aim. All right. All right. That's a 9 this
My
time.
face.
Ow, my face. Okay. However, you managed to find a good pattern to break out of the knees. All right. That is a natural 1 from Zephyr again. All right. So you were
Oh man, imagine that was a nat 20.
pendulum swinging, 2 points in your favor. You win this next round. You beat Zephyr. Wow. All right. That's a 20 from Zephyr. You can beat that. You win. All right. He managed to get back his advantage. He has 1 point in his favor. All right.
Ow.
That's a nat 20 from Zephyr. All right. So so now we're back to. Yeah, I said wrong before. So we're
I
one.
think Zephyr won, did he not?
Zephyr is 1 point in his side of the pendulum. So if he rolls a 20, he wins. I don't have a camera on, but like I've got my hand up tracking this. It's weird. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's a 19 from Zephyr. All right, 23 to you. Back to even. You find your footing. You're able to keep him on the ropes. Yeah.
This is Sasuke versus Naruto, or just
Yeah. Yeah.
face over and over again.
Okay, 13, 22. All right. Those glistening muscles managed to bring it down. So you've got 1 point in your favor. Got to get to 3 points. All right. It's a 15-12. We're back to no points on either side. This is a pretty long fight. 12 for Zephyr. 10 for you. All right. He's gaining on you. He's gaining on you. All right, 18 from Zephyr. 21.
No, I'm
back
in
back,
it. I'm
back,
back in it.
back to 0 on both sides. 23. 13. He's got one on you. Y'all throw him. But it
No.
very much is the Naruto Sasuke fight right now. Jeez.
It's just blood is flying.
Right. Jesus, this is brutal.
I'm still in it.
Okay. Hold on. What was the last round? The last round was Zephyr 1-1. Okay, we're back to even. Damn. All right. 14 from
What did he
Zephyr.
roll?
All right. Zephyr's back to Zephyr's back to 1.
Damn it.
22 from Zephyr. All right, he's at 2. He's at 2 points. You lose this next one, you're losing.
Okay, here we go.
That's a 9 from Zephyr.
Oh, come on. We're going to keep going because.
There it is. There it is. Rick slams into the back of the ropes after a flying kick to the face. Catches you off guard. Woo! All right. Zephyr helps you up, Rick. Offers a hand.
Yeah.
Good fight.
Rick has like 2 black eyes. Busted nose.
Right. That was a good fight. All right. So anyone who bet on Rick loses their money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
So hey, Rick. No worries. Are you okay? Do you like need? Okay. Toad will cast what's I don't know what I have prepared. Healing word on Rick, just to help clear up the blood.
Clear up the blood. Very good. Yeah.
The black eyes go away and his nose unbreaks and Rick says,
I think there's something wrong with his brain.
Rick, use your words. Talk.
Oh, his jaw.
His jaw. Oh man. Okay. All right. Right. With that, I'll call it a night after this fight club. And for those of you with lingering injuries, you may heal, or if burned any spell slots, you can recover them. Let's y'all wanna take a break now? This feels like a good pause point.
yeah, we can take it.
Okay. All right. Cool. So we'll come back at 8:02 or 10 minutes. Let's do 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Bow. So, new day. Day 2. You wake up in your quarters area where the 4 of you can stay. Zephyr stays with Disciple Boss, catching up on what's going on with the Gith. He's still relatively available should you need to speak with him. However, he's home, so he's, catching up with his people. So, day 2 of 10 before this tribunal happens. Right, so you've got a lot of days in between. You have the Sending Stone back ready to use. You have the Sending Spell. If you want to, for those of you that prepare spells, change up your prepared spells, knowing what the, what the scene is now, feel free to do so. So, yeah. The floor is yours as to what else you want to know, what else y'all want to talk about. You teleported 10 days early, or, 10 days early to get ahead of stuff. So what else are you wanting to figure out?
Yeah.
What else are you trying to look into? Or what are you trying to dig deeper into?
If honestly, with the prince being like setting up a stronghold here, I think Savina is just gonna try to figure out what exactly that means. Is that is this a place to build ships? Is this a place to repair the gift ships that they have currently? Is it are we building juggernauts or stations, or what that looks like? And if it is just kind of like a run-of-the-mill port, or if it is just like a actual fortified military base with like ulterior motives.
Okay. You can look into that today. That's probably going to take you, I'll say, like the half day. Kind of break these up into two big things per day. Is anyone wanting to go with Savina based on this little fact-finding mission, or are y'all breaking up to do 4 individual things?
Yeah, I think this is also in Gus's interest as well. So I think he'll join her into looking into like the how what would it look like for this monastery to be like fortified? Would this start being built up like a full port to support, or the 20, like a fleet? Would this be a jumping off point for future endeavors? Would this mostly be just for like resupply, or is this like a staging area?
Okay. All right. I got that for the two of you. Toad and Rick, what are y'all doing this morning to afternoonish?
Tis a good question. Oh, would I get those documents about the expansion onto Olarun today, or would that be a while later?
The contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, she gave you the draft contract when y'all ran into each other. So
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it was like something she had super prepared already.
yeah, she was super ready for that. So so you have the contract to sign with whoever can sign for the Hadozi of Olrum. Yeah.
Well, since no one's here, I can't really do anything with it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you do have sending, so you have that power.
This is not. Rick does not regard this as something worth using sending over.
Fair.
I think if Kayla asks, Rick is gonna be like, "Oh yeah. No, I'm taking care of it. Yeah. It's gonna be one of these things where I think he like understands this is like a good bargaining chip. Like, if Kayla believes that he's doing his utmost to get this done, then it'll be good for the tribunal, because she doesn't give a. You get to the impression she doesn't really actually care about the tribunal at all. So she'll vote however he would like her to vote if he can just keep her on his good side. So
Yeah.
I think he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll
So you're gonna
hold on to
try
this for now. And
okay, you're gonna try to continue to string Kayla along then.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
look, I think Rick is also just gonna like show Kraft the contract and be like, look, if you want to show this to your people, whatever. But like, he can't do that right now. They're not here. So
That's fair. Okay.
and I think even if like Kayla was like, I mean, it's also the case that's like, I mean, I can't just like send him the contract, right? I have to like wait for him to get here. We're not just gonna be able to, even if I use sending, it's not gonna be able to like get across the entirety of the contract.
Yeah, you can't send the entire contract. You could send a message discussing the contract.
Yeah.
And your passive insight would probably tell you that's probably what she would, right? Like, the more you do to show this, the more that she'll probably be seeing it as good faith that you're making reasonable steps, understanding that you are not connected to your ship right now.
Yeah. If it comes to it, Rick will use his own spell slots over the sending stone, because that's for emergencies.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then Toad.
Toad is going to spend some time down on the farming level, using plant growth to enrich the soil some more. And that's a promise that Toad has made to the Gith, and
Yes.
and every time they come back here, they want to uphold that.
Yes, I recall. Okay. All right. Give me a. Let's just call this. You can either do Arcana, Nature, or Herbalism. I think all three of those fit in this scenario. Whatever fits Toad's fancy in this scenario.
I will do. I think probably nature in this case makes the most sense to me.
Okay. Solid roll. It's almost a natural 20. You will note as you go down to cast plant growth on the plant areas that they have been very quickly expanded. So, like, almost haphazardly expanded to take on a much larger need of population support here. So it looks like that it is going to support this population. However, you get the sense that without a druid such as yourself who can cast plant growth, this isn't going to be great sustainability long term for this size of population. The soil is kind of, you are enriching the soil and refreshing it, but you can tell that the soil is getting degraded faster than would be expected, based on the population that they're supporting at this
point. Toad will find whoever is in charge of the farming outfit and just convey that concern to them.
Okay. That is Kisin, Kisin. He is on the screen. If you need it for your
Kissin.
Kissing toads, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Rick, do me a favor. Let's do a up to you, blind, persuasion or deception. Because Kayla does try to catch you in some hallways to ask how things are going with the contract.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I'm trying to persuade her that I'm doing my best, but that, it's just so hard to get into contact with the ship right now. And I mean, I can't send the contract until I get here. It's tough. Maybe but I'll give it to him. I'll give him the contract as soon as I get here. I'll do persuasion.
Okay.
Can I roll? Can I spin an insight to roll with advantage, or not insight, inspiration?
Yeah, you can.
Since it's blind, I'm not gonna be able to know if I should re-roll.
How about this? You tell me if it's below 10. I'll tell you.
Okay, gotcha. That's perception, not persuasion. There we go.
Okay. It is.
That was not blind. Let me just
go ahead and roll that again. You know what it is.
Okay, yeah. I will spend an inspiration to roll it again. This time blind.
Mm-hmm.
A little mulligan there. All right. This one I will absolutely switch to blind GM. There we go. Yep.
Okay. All right. She seems satisfied in your answer today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sabina and
we got 8 more days of this.
You do have 8 more days of this. Sabina and Gus, you are. How are you going about this? Are you being like sneaky, stealthy, or you trying to be chatty Cathy's?
Yeah.
Squidward. Good. I think they're both muted.
Sorry, chatty. Sorry, I was trying to take in the image of Gus being a chatty Cathy during this sequence. I think Gus will make the introductions for Savina to like speak with people who would be familiar with the kind of with the kind of changes in construction that would be required to scale the monastery up.
Okay. Understood. As like hey, this is our our scholar of culture, our ambassador, wanting to learn more about
exactly.
The world. Okay. All right.
They're looking for background information, and they would, we'd love to, Actually, what would be Savina's approach on this?
Savina is a chatty Cathy. I was muted as well. Savina is absolutely. But if with direction, she'll kind of follow suit. She's a very like to think like a social chameleon almost. Mm-hmm. Like she can adapt to a lot of situations that are going on.
Yeah, that's how I see it too. So yeah, I think Gus can bring you to like the more formal positions of authority versus the speakeasy, right? So like the dock master and other people in military, or not military, but like monastery logistical positions. So I'll have Savina. You can roll me persuasion to try to get that information out. You can roll it with advantage because Gus is
Okay.
helping you.
Amazing.
I don't know who to talk with.
Is it blind?
Yes, I would like this to be blind, please. Okay. All right. The dock worker seems pretty chatty. And you do note that while there was previously only one floor of docks, the rock in the bottom, right? Because remember, this monastery is like a floating platform. The rocks and structure lower in the monastery have been hollowed out to make more floors of docks. So yes, currently, the Gith monastery can support at any given time up to a dozen small to medium-sized ships, and they have 2 bays that are like oversized. Those 2 bays have been oversized and they've been around for a long time. It was the one that held the Great Tree and where retrofitting for the Red Saber previously occurred, because the Red Saber is considered a large ship. And the Red Saber is docked, however, the Great Tree is not. And there's about half a dozen Gith patrol ships here. No other Ondarian ships here right now. But yeah, you can tell that the monastery has been turned into like more of a military operation, more so than what it already was, right? Because the Gith already kind of treated it like that. However, with Audarian assistance and partnership, it looks like it's been cranked up several notches. What else are you looking to know?
I think maybe if Savina had at least the like the lore of everything that happened here from the Dragonhawk crew of like like what the Gith were here for, she's gonna try to figure out, like, are the Gith still looking to return, like, they're all of them to Kithri?
So,
Or
yeah, Kithri is correct.
Kithri?
Yeah, Kithri is correct. Roll me another persuasion check. This will be a flat roll though. Okay. You note that some of them have made it back to Kithri because the way has been shown. So this is a new deployment of Gith. Some of the main leaders have stayed behind to serve as continuity, but a lot of the Gith here are Gith that have arrived from Kithri, and now that this partnership has been brought back to their home station, now they're receiving regular deployments, and it's seen by the Gith as like a expeditionary training opportunity to operate in real space. And they see it as a way to target the aberrations on this side of the material plane, because they know about Lervion and the Mind Flayer threat there, and that is like the Gith's immortal enemy. So they are now receiving more resources on the Gith side. So yeah, the Dockmaster here was on the plane of Kithri, 2 months ago.
Do the Gith and the Gith know about each other? Feels like they'd be really good friends.
So if you bring up the gift to them, they are aware of them. However, they have had spats in the past that the Gith will say is the Gith's fault. The Gith Yankee will say it's the Gith's fault. And so it seems like the Gith and the Githyanki are not at war, but they're not exactly friendly with each other, and they keep their distances, but they do support the fact that the Gith is keeping the aberrations on lockdown and Lervion. The Githyanki see it as this other, friend of my friend is, or the enemy of my enemy is just the enemy of my enemy, and nothing more. So
It's just nothing else to it. Just
they don't
Makes sense.
trust that the Gith would be an ally to proceed forward going forward. Is it bedtime? Okay, hold on a second. Let me pause the
Uh-oh.
recording. Okay. All right, we're back. What were we doing? We've got Savina and Gus. You were asking about E3. Yeah, I think I answered the question. What else do you want to know?
We're talking about the relationships with these other sovereignties. What about the Dragonborn library? Have they received any news since? Is there any hope of there's talk about them maintaining neutrality, but given the attack, is there any ask for them to receive additional security or aid?
They have not asked for additional security or aid. They tend to be pretty isolationist outside of that one of the Dragonborn for the Three Rings of Ragnarok is currently a crew member on the Red Saber. But besides that, they've kind of kept to themselves. They allow visitors, obviously, as your party has done in the past. But they have not changed their situation. They haven't asked for any sort of aid as a follow-up to the attack from the Braywish.
Is there any hint of what the extent of the damage was, if any?
Minimal to none. There might have been some damage to the docking on the the dock on the exterior. Some scorch marks and burn marks from the Braywish. However, there was actually Gus, you go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. Let's do persuasion check. You can have advantage from Sabina. I'm assuming at this point you're chatting up the Gith.
Persuasion advantage. Public?
Private, please.
Okay. Of course, I did that. Hold on. Blind GM roll advantage. There you go.
Wow, that was a
I
natural
heard
20 and a 1 on the last time.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Some of the Gith observed, right? Because they have, they can observe from the monastery as well some of the internal happenings going on in the inner solar chain. They observed some rather large spell detonations coming from the Three Rings, and they know that they have some powerful spellcasters there. One medium-sized ship like the Intrepid and 2 small scout ships approached, and it appears that the large ship received a decent amount of damage, and one of the scout ships was destroyed based on this massive arcane spell casting coming from the Three Rings, and it was just overpowering against the Braywish, and they immediately pulled back. So they only got a few cannon shots down into the exterior onto the docks, and that didn't work well for them.
Wow. Well, they do seem to be able to defend themselves.
Anything else?
I think that was really all Sabina was looking for, at least for her.
Okay.
I think in the future, Gus will be probing, the kind of damage Braylish ships will be able to field, and whether or not are there any reports of them getting additional support?
Okay, so you're looking into more
Braylish
tactics?
Yeah, like we know that like hostilities are relatively like, well, they're escalating to some degree.
Yeah.
But any reports of new ships being seen in nearby systems,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Let's This one's gonna be a little bit tougher because you're
I'm
kind
gonna be
of
the second one. Yeah.
yeah. This is gonna be a little bit tougher since this is the kind of information that you're kind of soft locked out from right now due to the pending investigation. But I'll let you roll an investigation check at disadvantage.
Blind.
Blind, please.
Disadvantage.
Okay. You get the sense that, I mean, like when talking with folks, they are pretty cagey, but they do say that the Braillish don't typically travel alone in the inner solar chain. No one really does anymore.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, no reason to change their tactics now.
Okay. Okay. That's the afternoon. I'm gonna say that in the evening times of the second day is when you receive the reports from the Dragonhawk. So now the timelines have linked. They are still 8 days out, and you have this evening, and then you have the next 8 days to deal with the fact that a spy has been caught on the Dragon. Your crew is the only individuals that currently know about that. The four of
Who receives this, by the way? Did we adjudicate that? Because who it was ascending,
it's
right?
yeah, it was the
Yeah.
sending stone. So it's whoever who
Okay.
would have been using this, who was carrying the sending stone.
So Rick or Gus.
Yeah.
Rick was the last one to use it, so
Yeah, I think Rick, you would probably get the information. You, the one that has the sending stone at that point in time.
Gotcha. I want to make it so that only Rick would call a official officers meeting. So Gus, Toad, and only Rick, not Zephyr and Safina,
Fair.
would know about this.
Yeah. Okay.
Just I want to get people together and be like, hey, what do we do about this? I want to get Gus's opinion. I want to get Toad's opinion before we tell anyone else.
oh, we should alert the tribunal immediately. We have to, if we're going to be, if we're under threat, not just from these skirmishes across the solar chain, but within our own ranks, we have to alert them immediately. It would change the tenor of this tribunal dramatically, and the security measures everyone should consider.
For my money, I'd like for them to send some help and maybe get an escort. Because this is getting ridiculous. Toad, what do you think?
That sounds like a good idea. I think I was worried about leaving them. I'm glad that they're okay. But Jules, I can't imagine being
Yeah, that's
betrayed like
shocking.
that.
This goes pretty deep. Actually, we maybe need to bring this to Auric first and ask how the hell this happened. So my proposal is that we bring this information to Professor Auric first.
I trust Professor Auric. I think that makes sense.
What does Gus think?
Yeah,
Does Gus think we should go to the prince first, or?
Yeah, that's it. Because I don't think Professor Org is like in. Is she like military?
He is not. So
My logic was that Auric was in charge of the Dragonhawk expedition in general, like putting it together as at least one of the people that did that, right?
yeah.
So she would know more about Jules than anyone else.
Yeah.
At least that's my impression. Is that wrong?
No, so the initial Dragonhawk initiative was a scientific operation run by Wynarn University, right? There was
Yeah.
some military funding used with House Decaneth, but Prince Adal is the prince. He is. Hold on, let me get you his actual title because it's important for this note. I gotta go way back to my session, my orientation collage, real quick. Hold on. Ooh-wee.
Ooh.
Prince Adal
The
Irwinard,
archives here.
Royal Minister of Magic and First Warlord of Ondair. So he fills both roles. He would oversee and he doesn't run Wynarn, right? This is Wynarn's project, but right, there is a military attachment to this Dragonhawk initiative. And you have everyone who is on the Dragonhawk ship is not right. Like the officers have some ties to military or larger heads. Like Chief Gus is a former military member, but your project was not under a military arm. But there is military people in it. So Prince Adal can give orders to you, and Wynarn University can give orders to you. But if we're talking about hierarchy, Prince Adal does trump Wynarn University in terms of power.
Given this context, go ahead.
All right, go. You finish your thought.
Okay. My thought was we go to Auric, present this information so that we can all go to Prince Adal. Right. So we have a little someone extra to help us out, or to plead our case, I suppose. Because I think Auric's going to 100% be on our side when she gets this information. Maybe she can also help us get some context on Jules, where was Jules found, how long were they known, stuff like that.
I feel like Chief Gus would be, given his position, would be very security minded. I don't know that. I feel like this particular attack would be a classified issue. I don't know how. This was a setting. I don't know how public we'd be taking this information. And I think it'd be primarily. I think Chief Gus would be of the mindset that this is primarily a military issue, especially if we're going to be requesting an escort of an armed escort. Maybe she could be called in as a consultant for what's taking place. But
we could also just
Go ahead, Toad.
Go ahead.
I was just saying we could. I could go talk to Professor Orc, and you guys could go talk to the prince, and then we can reconvene somewhere else together later.
I think ultimately, I think ultimately it's a question of framing. I think you're right. They need to be alerted because there will be follow-up questions that the prince will need answered immediately that the professor could answer. But if there's a question of who would be alerted first, I think Chief Gus would favor alerting the prince first.
All right. I will go with Gus to alert the prince, and Toad will go to Auric to tell her about it.
Okay.
I think that's the plan.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's let's flip a coin. See which one goes first. Okay. Gus and Rick, you're up first.
I pick heads.
All right.
Okay.
Gus and Rick, you're up first. So the two of you approach Prince Adal. At this moment, Kayla de Tarasco is present, and the twin decanates are also present. But they seem to have they all have like notebooks and paper and seem to have been working on other issues. This is also kind of their like pseudo office space that they're using at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
While taking an opportunity to bump shoulders with the prince. So, Prince Adal looks up from his reports he's reading. Yes, something of note?
My prince, might we have a word in private with you?
Make a persuasion check.
Can Gus help me out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chief Gus will like approach in a sidebar, it's like pitching his voice specifically for the prince. It's like this matter concerns the this matter concerns an attack on the Dragonhawk.
Okay.
Your Highness.
Okay.
Ooh, I kind of want them to. I kind of don't want Kayla and the princes, the twins, I should say, to know that. Even.
Yeah. Well,
Can you,
he's trying
make it
to
more
pitch.
subtle. Gus.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Gus, make it more subtle. Make it more subtle, Gus.
More subtle than that. Gotcha.
Put it in military terms. Put it make it really military sounding.
Yeah, Eugene, make it really military sounding.
You guys are killing me. It's like Your Highness. This relates to the security of the. This relates to the security of the Dragonhawk as it approaches.
I'll buy that. I'll accept that. Okay.
That's better.
Rick, make me a persuasion check with advantage.
A very narrow, tightrope to walk.
Yeah. This could be
Sorry,
public.
persuasion with what?
Persuasion with advantage public.
Advantage public. Ooh,
I just know Chris
I
had
would
like 6 phrases in his mind.
Oh, I
before he
totally
even
did.
said-
I'm gonna use an inspiration on this to reroll it.
Okay.
Let me get that one more time. Just one more time is all we're gonna need here, folks, for sure. And it is, maybe. We'll see. I don't know how much his DC is.
Okay.
Is that 2 natural 20s?
Is
Are
it?
we serious?
Damn.
What can I say?
Damn. That is 2 natural
That is 2
20s.
natural 20s.
Okay.
This is where they come down, of course.
Okay. The prince looks at
That's
the others.
massive. Oh my god.
I would assume this is separate and distinct from the tribunal.
Yes.
Very well. There is no interference with tribunal matters. I will attend. You'll excuse me, as he speaks to Kayla and the twins. Okay. Yeah, you can get the prince to step off to the side now. You can have a quick sidebar discussion with him. Let's quickly, before you get to that, let's jump back to Toad. Toad, you managed to pull Professor Auric away pretty easily.
Is there like a part of the monastery that, like, I recognize that it's like a big open room. Is there like another room
Yes.
that Toad can pull the frustrated?
Yeah,
Like maybe like
and-
a laboratory or something?
Yes. For both of these moments, I don't have a map for it, but yes, there are private areas down lower in the monastery that both of these groups you can find private rooms pretty easily, like offices and laboratories. Yes, you can pull Professor Auric to the laboratory that she's been using and establishing, and there's no one else in there.
Yeah, Toad will just walk to the professor and say, Professor, we just received news from the Dragonhawk. Something terrible has happened.
Oh no.
Can you tell me more about this? This may seem random, and I promise to give you more context as soon as I can. But what do you know of Jules Marland?
Jules.
She's
Oh, Enchanter
Roland's
Division.
assistant.
Yes, Roland's
Yes.
assistant. Yes, She was selected as his assistant. They worked well together. There was a few trial runs that we did at the university in the enchantment division where she placed well. And there was talk that perhaps she could do that her biggest thing is she could do a long-term commitment. Um, she was a little clumsy, and that received her lower marks in the final testing, but ultimately her book knowledge of what Roland would need to operate on the Dragonhawk was fairly high, so we decided, she was selected as the candidate. What happened? What happened to her?
Who ultimately decided that Jules could join the Dragonhawk initiative? Who ultimately was responsible for that?
The Council of the Dragonhawk Initiative selection board. That was myself, all the other head professors, and then if it was when it came to the officers, Prince Adal gave his word in on the issue, and anyone else who occasionally needed to step in. I believe the head of House Decana spoke for Alaric. So yeah, that was it. Was the 5 of us, 6 of us? It's been so long.
And you trust all of those people?
Of course, I've been working with them for years. Some of them decades. What's going on?
I
You're
don't
making
know
me
if
scared,
I'm
Toad.
supposed to be. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you all of this, but I don't know how much you already know, but we've known for a while that there was some kind of mole or security breach on the Dragonhawk, and it seems that Jules was the spy. She revealed herself when they were attacked by some elementals.
Oh. What, is everyone on the ship okay?
It seems like there, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, there were no casualties, right? They
There
were
was,
able to save
yeah,
all
there
of
was
the
there was no
crew.
casualties. Yeah.
Luckily, Rick trained one of the representatives, the representative from Olaroon, Krath, on how to provide medical treatment, and between him and I, it just seems like he had it well in hand. They didn't report any casualties, so we don't know much. It was just a sending that came through, but they didn't report any casualties. Just that Jules had been apprehended.
Okay. Gus is gonna lose his mind. Does he know already?
I think that Rick and Gus are talking to the prince now. I thought
Oh.
maybe it was better if I wasn't part of that conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably ask me the same thing. I'll tell him the same thing. I mean, it was the standard application review board that everybody else went through, besides you and the other officers.
Is it, Professor, is it weird that her book knowledge matched so well what Roland would need?
I mean, I guess apparently. I mean, that seems. I mean, everyone was studying really hard. I mean, this is a pretty prestigious offering for those who wanted to learn more about the stars and the world. But I mean, it wasn't unusual that people were having good knowledge. We wanted people who were smart performers who could be away from the planet of Eberron for a year or more.
Do you know if she has any family or connections? I imagine that there's some kind of check into somebody's background.
Yeah, she has to have a file. That would be located at Weinarn University. I could call that up. Actually, I should probably go ahead and do that now since Prince Adal's going to be wondering about it. I mean, I'll pull her file, but I mean, she had something. I mean, almost everyone had someone back home, but I mean, I don't know what it's gonna. I don't know how much of it is fake now at this point.
Will you be discreet about that? It would not surprise me if Jules wasn't the only spy among us.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Um, I'll get with Gus before I fire it off. Maybe he can help me request it in a way that isn't suspicious. That's a good call. That's a good call. So-
Thank you, and I'll let you know if we hear any more.
Yeah, yeah. I'll make sure I'm available. If the prince needs me, I'm ready. It's gonna be awkward for one night. Okay, all right. Thank you for telling me.
Of course, you're one of our strongest allies. It's important that you're kept in the loop.
Always back yelling. Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Um, Chief Gus and Rick can pull aside Prince Adal, and you go downstairs to an empty office that you can use.
Hmm.
Prince Adal just seems to make a quick, swift gesture and looks around the room and nods to himself, and then sits down at the table at the desk. There is no other chairs for you to join him in this little cramped office, but there is room for the three of you and Toad if they jump in. They'll jump in. Toad, I'll pull you in a couple minutes if you want to jump in there.
Okay.
What is this about?
Does Gus want to break the news?
Yeah. Your Highness,
Do
we've
your
been...
best Gus impression.
Your Highness, we've been alerted to
Mm-mm.
an attack of sabotage aboard the Dragonhawk.
Outside of the issues at play, you specifically mentioned this is separate and distinct from the Altaic scenario. Please describe what we're talking about here.
We've identified a saboteur as Jules. Sorry, what's their surname?
It was Marland, right?
Jules
Mhm.
Marland. Yeah, she's down
Mhm.
in your hole.
Oh, thank you. Jules Marland. There was, supplies were set aflame. Crew have been poisoned. There was another outbreak of fire aboard, although we don't know the full extent of the direct involvement of the saboteur, but at least one crew member has been poisoned, and one was detained, attacked, detained, and had their likeness stolen to complete this deceit.
Importantly, the attacker was a member of the crew from the beginning. They've had a mole on the inside, I guess, since the start of the whole Dragonhawk mission.
President sits there in silence for a minute. Clicks a pen on the desk. What was the nature of the sabotage? Was it what did Miss Marland use to sabotage the ship specifically?
Hmm.
Uh,
Based on the message, we would have gotten the impression that it was more like these elementals damaged the ship, right? And then
Elementals damaged the ship. The supplies below were set aflame or caught on fire. I don't know if that was Jules, but we know that one other crew member was attacked, stowed away, had their identity stolen, and then Jules attempted to poison another member.
we know for sure that Jules attacked two members of the crew directly. That one is for sure. We don't know what kind of sabotage Jules made to the ship, nor do we have a motive for why Jules decided to flee at this moment. Because it seems like, I mean, based on what we would get from the Sending Stone, we know that they tried to flee the ship, but we don't know why. I don't think we have that information yet.
I think by this point we have some inkling as to the Brailish allegiances. because they referred to the other Warforged as traitors in this case.
Understood. Very well. Lord Rakur, I will need you or Chief Gus, one of the two of you, to determine the source of the poison that has affected your crew members, so we can pass along that information to Miss Kayla, so that she might whip up antidotes for our outbound teams going forward. We'll investigate this matter more in the future when your ship arrives. Chief Gus Patel, I do not like the fact that you are here, not able to handle the security measures upon the ship, and that is the reason why I wanted the ship here as a whole. This is exactly why we don't want our chief security officers leaving the ship. Understand that I'm looking at you for this. However, that's overcome by events of other matters that we need to profess to. How far out is the ship from now?
There are 8 days remaining until their expected arrival. Your Highness.
Very well. I will dispatch. I will request of the gift to dispatch an escort, as there's suspicion of potential more attacks. We will discuss this matter further when the rest of your crew arrives. You are dismissed. Thank you for bringing this information to me.
Can we get maybe someone meet him halfway to protect him?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
oh, sorry, I
Just
misunderstood.
mentioned
I misunderstood. My mistake.
Yep. They're going to send 2 Gith squid ships out to escort.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I totally misheard that.
No worries. Okay. Prince Adal is trying to keep this a shortcut conversation, but he does pass along Chief Gus that he wants ongoing reports on this incident and any other updates on this matter.
So,
How are the charges on the teleportation staff now? The Voyager staff. Let's see here. It regains
they
1d6
charge
plus
daily?
4.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can hold 10. I'm down to 3. I should roll for that. I might be able to send someone back to the ship at this point.
You can try. It's a ship in motion.
That's no, that's a good point. maybe not. I'm going to roll for the charges either way.
Okay. Yeah, you would have gotten the staff back from the twins. So.
Okay, I got 6 more charges back, so that does put us at 9. I can do anything on the staff, just in case. But you're right. I totally forgot you can't really teleport someone to a moving ship.
You can certainly try. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit roll, though. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. All right. Adal dismisses you. We are in the evening of the second day. Now that you all have that information, it was a quick conversation, so I didn't pull in Toad. Toad, by the time you make it back upstairs, right, the prince is already back there. The professor is not called by Prince Adal yet. So, you have a couple of hours before bedtime. Is there anything y'all want to do? And Savina, you can jump back in here too if you want. But the 4 of you now have all this information. And you do know that there's going to be an escort sent out to bring back the Dragonhawk.
Sending Stone was activated, so I suppose we don't have another charge for that at the moment.
This is a new day, though, right?
Oh, it's about to be. But yeah,
Okay.
Gus is correct. The sending stone for the day has been used by the Dragonhawk ship to notify.
Oh, that's right.
So the next priority would be to Prince to get the poison, the nature of the poison, to Kayla, to Drasco, to prepare. I suppose we should debrief each other. How did the conversation with Professor Oric go?
She seemed shocked. She explained the like selection process. Jules had high marks in most areas, other than being a little clumsy, and had an exceptional amount of knowledge related to the work, which makes me worry that maybe there is a mole within the university that helped recruit her, prepare her for the examination or something. But Oric said that she would get her file, and that we could start investigating that once she has it.
Well, we talked to the prince. We're gonna try to send escort to the Dragonhawk, meet him halfway. Otherwise, he seemed pretty upset about Gus being here, I guess. But oh, what the hell? I mean, Gus, do you wish we left you on the ship now?
Yeah, I think oh God. I think that's his primary duty, but I don't know. Trying to play Gus.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very different
I think
from mental state.
yeah, I know it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he'll agree. I don't think he'll phrase it as like a mistake from an officer.
you probably just caught the short end of the stick on that one.
I mean, it was our idea. He should really be blaming us, not you.
Circumstances changed. If I had known then, or if I had known now, then we would have made our choices differently.
Yeah. I thought you'd be.
This does lead me to.
I thought you want to be here to see the prince. That's all.
I am. It's like, is there any doubt in your mind, Toad, regarding Professor Weinard herself?
Professor Oric.
Oric.
I have never had a reason to doubt them. They've always been on our side and encouraging and supportive. I think I do trust her. But I trusted Jules too, so I don't know.
Hopefully, our next report from the Dragonhawk can enlighten us as to the motivations for this subterfuge, so we can better assess who else might be hoping for for the Dragonhawk's mission to fail.
Okay.
Hopefully, Professor Oryx, can return with the personnel file or the scholastic record for Jules.
Yeah. And Professor Oric, as you're kind of having this huddle, Professor Oric will try to kind of spot you, Gus, and we'll try to get your attention, or we'll be waiting. Is clearly waiting to speak with you after your group conversation.
She's here. Sir. Is there news of?
No, I wanted to consult with you about communications back to Weinarn about the matter that I'm assuming is being discussed. I could use your advice on how to discreetly request her files in a way that might not trigger any other issues or be suspicious in the nature that might alert someone who has malicious ideas. Your security. I am,
Is Rick in the room? Is Rick hearing this?
Yeah, I mean, she's not. I mean, she's. If others are around, she's not like not talking about it. But
You have any ideas, Gus?
Okay, let's see. This is.
I've got an idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you pull records for the entire crew?
that could work. Yes. Well, I mean, they're already facing a tribunal, so that would make sense that they want those files on everyone. Sure, I can do that.
Aha!
Okay.
I did your job better than you did, Gus.
Eugene's dying inside. Okay.
I attack Rick.
Roll for initiative.
Professor
Yeah.
Orr, she'll take that suggestion and roll with it. She'll head off to start requesting files for everyone. Okay. It's getting late. And I did say I wanted to end a little bit early. So I'm going to call that this is the end of day 2. And we will get to day 3 next session. And we may, speed forward some days, depending on what y'all want to do. But if you want to stretch it out and do more fact finding, really, the pacing of these 10 days is in the control of the party. So it's up to y'all, however y'all want to do that. If you think you have everything you want and need for the tribunal, we'll just fast forward to that. If you want more time, what are y'all thinking? Thinking you're gonna need a lot more, or?
I don't have much else I
mean-
need to do here now.
Yeah, I don't think there's much
I mean, the
more
question
sleuthing
of-
for Savina to do either.
I think the question of like, do we have what we prepared? Do we have what we need to feel prepared for the tribunal? I think it's a really interesting obstacle, and like the failures of our checks could represent like how many days it takes for that information to arrive, especially if we're going to be like going in like roundabout ways with like collecting all the background of like the Dragonhawk crew, which may not be so roundabout. That seems like a very workable solution. Part of this is that I think from the Dragonhawk side, I feel like we need to do more preparation. Like I think we wanted to decode or read through Jules's journal and do more to interact with the collaborator, as far as I can recall.
Yeah. There's definitely more to do on the Dragonhawk side than there is on the Gith Monastery side.
Yeah.
Current.
Okay. That helps me kind of think about stuff. Yeah, that's a solid point. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and end this session here.